Tyler, over to you like that. I'm guessing that turnovers was discussed at halftime a little bit. You guys had 8 in the first half. I think you had 3. You guys cut it down in the second half. Do you think that helped you, since you guys were shooting the ball well, open a little space in the second half by not turning the ball over?
I mean, yeah, I was a great team in transition, and we were giving them a lot of opportunities in the first half, and that's what I feel like kept it close. We did a good job of controlling the game, like the tempo-wise, but yeah, turnovers were definitely a big thing in the first half, and it was good to see that we could make that in-game adjustment.
Todd in the back, fellas.
Steven, can you speak to the, I guess your level of frustration with sitting the bench for most of the first half, and then maybe did we see that come out in the first couple of minutes of the second half in the way you played?
Oh yeah, no, it's hard. It's hard to sit that long. I was trying to stay loose over there, whether it's getting on the bike or just stretching. But I think the big thing is just trying to stay engaged in the huddles. When the teams are in the huddles, you can't let your mind start floating. You got to stay engaged in the game when you sit for that long. And no, yeah, I just wanted to be aggressive coming out in the first half. I think I let Robrach just score a little bit too easy because I had those 2 fouls. If I was able to go back and do something different, I'd probably be a little bit harder on him to start the second half. But yeah, just trying to be a little more aggressive in the second half was big for me.
Better front.
For Steve or Tyler, we ask you guys a lot about Connor a lot, but what does today tell you about kind of his mental state after kind of struggling against Michigan, after against Rutgers?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of maturity for a first-year player here in this league. Going from not hitting a shot and then going out there, putting up a good amount of points and just being active on both offense and defense was huge. Not letting that one game define him and just come back and bounce back is pretty impressive.
Better front here.
Yeah, Steven, you guys did a great job limiting Chris Murray. I mean, he's a 20-point-per-game guy. He had 0 points in the first half. Obviously, he had the foul trouble. But what was your plan of attack for him tonight?
I think just stick to the game plan that the coaches gave us. I think Tyler did a great job on him. We wanted to keep Tyler on him for as much of the game as we could. And yeah, I think Tyler did a great job being physical with them. We all know he's a pretty good shooter. He missed some wide open ones that we thought he was a little too wide open, but all in all, I think Tyler did a great job, and some of those other guys undercarded him.
You've said a bunch that shooters shoot, and so I'm guessing that missing that man roll wasn't going to bother you, but to see it go in the second half, I think you kind of looked up and said thank you to a degree. Just to have that kind of weight off your shoulder, how important was that for you just to kind of get back into a rhythm like that?
I mean, it was just kind of good, just to kind of see one go in, like you said. But I mean, at the same time, you know, I've kind of always had that next shot in mentality. So I mean, you know, whether they're going in or not, you know, I know the guys trust me, and you know, I trust the guys. So, you know, it was just good to see one go in and just kind of get that back a little bit.
Jim.
Tyler, you haven't had one of these games in a while where you can not bite your nails down the stretch. How good that feel just to kind of enjoy a win instead of sweating it out and just to finish strong on both ends of the court?
I mean, yeah, it's a great thing, especially where we've been in these close games for a while and coming out on having happy days, having sad days with those. But yeah, it was really nice to be able to get the guys who don't really get the limelight a whole lot, those guys at the end of the bench that are always engaged, always cheering us on to get out there and get some tick and get in the box score. So it was nice to see that. And also just have a good time enjoying a double-digit win.
Chris, right in front of you.
Steven, you had mentioned Tyler's defense on Murray, but he also had, I believe, a season-high 14 rebounds. What can you say about his all-around effort tonight and kind of everything he gave you guys?
Yeah, no, T was great today. As we can all see, his ankle's starting to get fully healthy, back to what we saw earlier this season. And no, like you said, 14 rebounds is a lot. He did most of the load for us on the boards, and has 2 offensive rebounds there too. It wasn't just the defensive boards, but I think down low, his ability to pass and find open teammates, and like I said earlier, we're starting to see the old Tyler that we saw earlier this season.
Go ahead. We need Jeff in the back, and then Todd. Go ahead.
Ty, going on those 14 rebounds, you had that 11 points. It seemed like you were aggressive on both ends. With Steve out for 27 minutes of this game, how important was it to be aggressive, especially going downhill offensively?
I mean, yeah, with Steve out, I got to play a little 5, be the big man for a little bit, which was fun. But it was good, you know, the ball was bouncing my way on the defensive end. I was doing a good job, I think, hitting guys, boxing them out after I gave up a couple of boards. And from there, it really just switched and things were going my way.
Okay, we've got two questions, Jeff and then Todd. Go ahead.
For Steven, what do you think Carter Gilmore gave you guys tonight? Because it looked like he made Rabracha work. He didn't have to worry about being in foul trouble. And I think both his baskets came late in the game when you guys were pulling in.
Yeah, no, I think Carter played great, and both Mark and Dilbert too. I think he came in and played great, but as you said, those 2 boards at the end of the game were huge for us, where he got us the extra possession. And, when it comes to guarding the big guys we've seen in the last couple games, whether it was Cliff or Hunter Dickinson, I think he does a great job of using his leverage and getting low and doing a good job on those guys. So I think both those guys gave us great minutes tonight.
Final question, Todd?
Tyler, what was the key in you guys breaking the press better in the second half than in the first? Because it did present some challenges, it looked like, for a lot of the first half, and you guys maybe made some adjustments. What were they?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in the beginning of the game, we just were kind of throwing the ball around, not really being too careful with it, being a little reckless. And then in that second half, we just got back to Wisconsin basketball, breaking the press, getting in the middle, and just doing a good job of pushing it once we got across half court.
Thanks, fellas, appreciate it.
Thanks,
Nice
guys.
win. Successful.